Davis, Mad Mike. Tonight, conspiracy theories. Do any of them hold any weight at all? What conspiracy theories have you heard of? How many conspiracy theories are there out there? Do any of them hold weight? When are some of these conspiracy theories going to come to fruition? Are we in the end times? Me and the boys are going to discuss that. Plus, how much longer are we going to be in this lockdown, quarantine, stay-at-home order thing? And is it a real order? Does the government have the authority to force us to stay home? Or did we just willingly comply without question? We'll discuss that also. Player to be named later, Danger Davis, Mad Mike. Air Marshal Leland Freeman is here in studio. Chuck Licata may stop by. I'm Mike Allen. This is the Radio Man Cave, and you are now on the air. The views and opinions on the Air with Mike Allen show do not reflect the views and opinions of any other content on Fort Kick-Ass Productions. The following has mature content. Have fun. All right, we are live. Live. Welcome to the show. Tonight is Conspiracy Night. We have our tinfoil hats on. Get your tinfoil hats. Let's have a conversation about the various conspiracy theories surrounding the COVID virus. And guys, we got all our hats on. Of course, Mad Mike is the one that's got the most.
What the hell do you want? My name's not Mad Mike.
He actually put some effort into his.
It's like Mad Mike is the most battle ready.
Yes. I shall be referred to for this episode as the Thylander.
The Thylander?
Yes.
For those of you on TikTok. That's
Bitches.
we all got our hats on except for Leland.
I like how Patty threw up a little peace sign thing like a Japanese
Leland trying to be cool. Anyway,
no.
we have conspiracy theories. The conspiracy theories are abounding around this COVID virus.
Where'd my water go?
I don't know, man.
Conspiracy.
You can't drink anyway.
Conspiracy.
You can't drink with that on anyway.
Watch me.
Does that cut off your peripheral vision? It's right.
Leland,
Just put it down right there.
Oh, why'd you move it? I had it here so I could hydrate. In front of me.
All right, Mike, give them their mic back. He's drinking it. Oh, that's nasty.
Oh, I washed this fine.
Oh, God.
He says he did, but he didn't.
That's the nastiest thing I just seen, man. Got radar cam going.
Here, rotate the radar cam a little to the left.
All right, so we have conspiracy theories. Now, there's a bunch of them going around. The biggest one that I've seen, especially covered on the what I like to call right-wing propagandists websites, is, and the one that's covered by Q, is the international pedophile ring that's about right. And every day it's like, okay, this is it. This is the week. Our life's going to change. All these pedophiles are going to get rounded up. And earlier today, a friend of mine sent me a message with arrest warrants, federal arrest warrants. See if I can bring those up real quick. Let's see. For anyway, it's an arrest warrant for the doctor. What's the doctor's name?
Dr. Farsi?
Farsi, and then the gal.
Really?
Yep.
Cobra Commander.
But if you look at it, I watched the YouTube where they had basically screenshots. A couple of things wrong with this. when you have an arrest warrant, an official a court of record, they're not going to have any fonts and graphics and color graphics and color titles. They're not going to have any of that. It's going to be black and white. It's got a certain way that it's set up, and they're all set up the same way. And these weren't it. So I don't believe that these folks, and it was right down the line with everything that the conspiracy theories are saying: child trafficking, child porn,
Well, if he had,
treason against the whatever.
if he had a warrant out for him, he wouldn't pass through Secret Service and be able to even get into the White House.
Well, of course, and of course, then it's like, well, we haven't seen him. Let me see if I can read it. Here it is, right here. See, and if you see, that's not for Deborah Lee Burks. It says, "Be it," and that's got the legalese in it, but
It looks like a PowerPoint.
it looks like a PowerPoint presentation. Let me send you this, Patty, and see if you can pull it up on the thing.
Oh, yeah, totally. Hey, it's nice. Let's put this out on a tray.
Mike, why do you look like a quail?
Why do I look like a
Little
quail?
thingy coming off.
I
the
don't
top
know.
there.
That's my antenna, man. That's my 5G. That's my 5G antenna, bro.
Weak.
I just sent you the link in Facebook Messenger.
Think
See
you're
if
gonna
you
get
can
any
bring that
ladies
up.
with an antenna that big?
1 second.
Nerd.
But the arrest warrant, the way it reads, it says, be it known as of December 1st, 2014. Arrest warrants do not start out like that. Under the court decision of August 25th, 2014, which convicted the United States Corporation and their officers of fraud, extortion, human trafficking, involuntary servitude, murder, high treason, and crimes against humanity. That would not all be added on one legal document. Here we the globe. Yeah.
And who's purporting this as fact?
It's on a YouTube channel by one of the conspiracy right wing, like the Federalists or whatever it is.
You see, putting out crap like that completely
Rise Together
discredits-
is the YouTube.
it completely
channel.
discredits
So then it says
everything.
all corporate, governmental, judicial, enforcement powers and authority are revoked and nullified, and all such personnel are hereby ordered to immediately stand down. That's not how an affidavit is written.
Go get this person.
Yeah, and they are ordered immediately to stand down. No, you don't order people to stand down.
Unless it's Waco.
Be it further known that anyone disregarding this order, yeah.
In that case, you don't order people to stand.
Well, but that's not an arrest warrant. That wasn't in the Waco arrest warrant for them to stand down. That was guys pointing guns at them saying, "Hey, we're coming in to arrest you. We have the arrest warrant. Stand down." That's something totally different. That has nothing to do with the warrant. So it says, whereas the Armistice and Accord of November 22nd, 2013 states that all inhabitants of Earth are heirs of creation, and whereas through the letters of patent of December 15th, 2013, an indemnified court and the Court of Ages was established.
Okay, hold on. Was this signed by Sheev Palpatine? We hear the Galactic Senate find you guilty. Sheev Palpatine.
And they were on a diplomatic mission
Yes, to Alderaan.
to Alderaan. Whereas the conditions set forth by the heirs of creation through the court order in the Armistice and Accord of November 22nd, 2013 have been breached. And whereas Clause 6 of the Armistice states, breaches of these clauses shall result in reprisals. And whereas, according to international law, a reprisal is an act of restoration short of war for damage and loss suffered. Now, therefore, be it resolved by the Court of Ages. What the fuck is a Court of Ages?
Duh. The
Court of Ages!
Time cops, time cops, time cops, time cops.
If you don't know, you clearly aren't a part of it.
I clearly am not part
It
of the
was the
crowd.
B-side to Def Leppard's Rock of Ages.
No. Negative, sir. Boo.
The order issued was April 23rd. Cindy K. Courier of the Court of Ages. I got to find out what the Court of Ages is. What the hell is the Court of Ages?
The Court of Ages. It's
The Court of Ages.
It's a department from Camelot.
So I Googled Court of Ages and nothing came up.
Okay, what about the ace?
Court of the United States.
Okay, so,
Yeah, that's what comes up. Supreme Court of the United States.
okay. What about you put instead of Court of Ages? Okay, put in like Court of Pages and see if maybe the
Court of Pages?
Yeah.
Court of Ages internet shit. That's a very good inquiry.
Okay,
What
put in
does it yield?
Court of Pages.
What is the yield, sir?
All right,
Yes.
let's see.
Try with Court of Pages.
See, it doesn't even come up on Google. Court of Ages. So obviously that's not a real warrant.
Court of
Did you bring the warrant up?
Wait, where? Court of Pages?
Pages.
But Pages like the girl name.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yes.
Like they would put the I in there with the heart over it,
There you go.
and
And
dot
then
it with
follow
a,
that
and
by
dot it with
hot.
dot it with a heart.
I can't Holy shit. We have the History of the Supreme Court page program.
Oh, that's when they tried to save paper.
Did you get that link?
Toilet paper.
Yeah, it just took us to the video.
No.
Okay, so
Well,
this-
go to the video so people can see what the
Yeah.
what the affidavit looks like. Just kind of fast forward through the affidavit
El Affidavito.
or through the thing.
Hey, who's this lady?
It's the this one.
Rise Together is
Patty, how many views does that video have?
9,000.
9,000.
That's right here.
so Rise Together looks like a very nice lady who is into conspiracy. And they also have an arrest warrant for Bill Gates. So
I like the genocide
go all the
part.
way to the go all the way to the right. Hold on, go all the way to the right and open up Bill Gates. Let's see his. I don't want to watch.
Okay, the whole genocide and crimes against humanity thing, like,
Patty, get out of that
what
one.
is this, the EU?
Yeah, he's doing it.
Oh, go all the way to the Bill Gates one.
You're a Bill Gates one.
Where's the Bill Gates
It's all the
Yeah.
way to the right on the
Now,
line there.
therefore, be it resolved by the Court of Ages.
See, that's not an arrest warrant.
Yeah, this is terrible.
That's not Bill Gates. No.
No,
That's the first
Foreign
one.
Service
Our
officer.
up next is going to be different than your up
No, don't go to the up next.
You're an
Go
up
to the go back out of that. Go to the main page. There's only 6 videos in the whole page.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, okay.
So just go back one page so it brings up all of them. All the way to the right is the arrest warrant for Bill Gates.
Patrick, just go to your search history and pick the recent one.
Just click on Rise Together. Click on the actual channel.
Yeah, I got you. We're working on it.
Oh my God. With the sexism.
Holy
Today.
cow.
I find that morally repugnant.
Repugnant.
Yeah. Clearly Bill Gates. This lady looks like
And we'll
she's
go
like-
ahead and I went ahead and turned on your volume, so go ahead and let it play. And we'll watch it. It's only
in the way of an arrest warrant. Warrant number 2020-4-23.4. Arrest software developer William Henry Gates III. Arrest and detain at Guantanamo Bay Detention Facility. Wanted for questioning related to genocide, fraud, human trafficking, and crimes against humanity.
complainant. It's going to have the defendant. So anyway, you can get out of that. It's going to have the complainant. It's going to have the defendant, and it's also at the top of the warrant. It's going to have. You can get out of that and go back to.
Here's my thing. So were these warrants like put in place by like the doctor from like
Bring out the holy hand grenade.
from like
Doctor Who.
Yeah. Like he comes out. of
It
his-
may have been, but anyway,
his TARDIS.
how a warrant is constructed is one you'll never have pictures on it ever. It'll start out in the upper left-hand corner. It'll always have the defendant and the egregious party. Usually, in this case, it would be the state or the federal government. So it'll be, so-and-so versus the United States of America, or so-and-so versus the state of Texas, or so-and-so versus the city of Hutto, if it's a municipal court,
of ages.
or the justice, or the and there's no court of ages. You put court of ages in there, and the Supreme Court comes up. And I can tell you right now, Supreme Court does not issue warrants looking like that. So that's that part. Then it'll have the numbers of records. So it'll have the control numbers on it, the year, the date, and then what number warrant that was written up. Then the first line, it always opens up with a preamble to the on this date, this charge of, and then it has the specific charge. So if all these charges that she's alleging that Bill Gates did would not be on one warrant. Does that make sense? It would just be, you'd have a bunch of warrants.
Yeah.
It'd just be that one charge.
And they would all start with, I do declare this here Bill Gates is to be brought in for
You have
questioning
been summoned, sir.
into the reference here of how do we like to call here human trafficking.
And then it would go into it would state whatever the crime is, and then it would be the description of how specifically that person committed, the breach of the peace, violating that law.
Well, obviously he trafficked
And
humans.
But it would have to be specific. It would say at this time he engaged in human trafficking by moving these people from here to here, and this. It'd be more specific. It wouldn't be as broad.
And wouldn't there be a warrant for one crime than if there was multiple crimes being indicted with, they would hand out multiple indictments?
Yeah,
once
they
being
would
arraigned?
have a warrant. They would have an affidavit per crime,
And it would sign with a specific district
and a
court.
judge would sign it.
Yeah, a judge from a specific district court.
Yeah, whatever jurisdiction. So from municipal all the way up to federal court.
This is Space Court.
This might be part of Space Court, but anyway, that's the conspiracy theory. Yeah. So let's go around the room here, because I asked the boys to get their favorite conspiracy theory. And those of you watching on TikTok, they're over here. Nate, you can have a pick on them. Usually a driver's license. Yeah, stapled on it, Nate, but it's not going to be like that. It's not going to be a PowerPoint presentation.
Yeah, and it's going to be on an individual paper because they have to meet their budget.
Yeah.
Yeah, but this is Space Court. Space Court uses PowerPoints because they're too advanced.
Oh, yeah. Oh, and also, and Nate brought it up, our listener, who has a lot of knowledge on this, as we both had the same job one time, on law and law enforcement. You also have to have probable cause stated in the affidavit, the arrest warrant.
That wasn't in
So
there.
they started
And
the
that
warrant
wasn't in
with,
there.
I do declare this here Bill Gates needs
You see
to
what
be
I'm dealing with,
summoned.
Nate? You see what I'm dealing with here?
Yeah, a hero of the people in Space
I
Court.
need a hero.
I got
Yeah.
my law degree on the same website that I got ordained to be a minister.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Listen,
I know a thing or two.
I know a thing or two.
listen here,
I've been
Sammy,
there.
some bitch. You think you're better than me? Come here. I will taunt you with my horn, my power horn.
All right, so who are we getting
Unbelievable.
started with?
Yeah.
All right, who's next? Who's next up?
Fired up first.
If I touch this,
We can let. Wait, you want to go first?
look at all the 5G coming out of the tip.
Hey, that's 5G stains, so
Dude.
try not to get it all over.
Leland, did we not get the correct type of tinfoil? Did we?
What?
Is there a different gauge that we need?
Hey, Leland's.
We got barbecue grade from.
He's
We got
bra-
Texas Tough barbecue grade, so I feel
Hey.
like it's not armadillos.
Leland is braising a ham afterwards, so he didn't want to. He didn't
Didn't want to waste all of it out.
want to
on
waste
one-
all of it.
But I did make
right,
my
it's fine.
my tinfoil paper airplane,
There you go.
so I can chemtrail. I can chemtrail the radio man cave with this thing.
I feel like Magneto from the X-Men, except way fucking cooler.
You look like
Okay.
Condom Man.
No, no, no.
Davis.
Not
What?
Here, have this.
The hell's that? Get away from me.
No, you know what this is? I'll show you. This is actually pretty cool.
Does it vibrate?
No, you put it on your finger, and then when you're fishing, and you do your hook, you wrap it around here, and it cuts it.
That's what teeth are for.
That's what the good tooth is for.
So it's one good tooth.
Just pinch that some bitch. It's like.
But they were a sponsor on the show years ago.
Oh, really?
Yeah, they had a commercial and everything.
No shit. Nice.
Yeah.
What happened to them?
I don't know.
The economy.
Canadian bender. You look like a Canadian bender.
There you go.
Oh, hey, how you doing there, bud?
How you doing? All right, who's up next?
Our COVID-19 conspiracy.
Okay.
All right.
Barbara Streisand did it.
No. All right. So there's one that is the U.S. military imported COVID into China. The Chinese government responded to the anti-China theories with a conspiracy theory of its own that seeks to turn blame back around onto the United States. This idea was spread initially by Chinese Foreign Ministry spokesman, that guy.
Zip, 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 somehow, whatever.
Let's go with that.
It's Zhao.
Who tweeted, "It's possible that the U.S. military brought the virus to Wuhan." These commenters, according to the Voice of America News, echoed a rumored conspiracy widely circulated in China that U.S. military personnel had brought the virus into China during the participation in the 2019 Military World Games in Wuhan last October. For China, as The Atlantic reported, the conspiracy theory and accompanying attempt to rename COVID the USA virus was... And this is from the Cornell Alliance for Science, so...
The actual Cornell University?
Yeah.
Well, yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
Put
Alliance
it,
for Science,
Hey, put it up.
Cornell,
Put it up
EDU.
so people can see what you're reading.
Oh, hold on. In an accompanying attempt to rename the COVID the U.S. virus was a transparent geopolitical ploy useful for domestic propaganda but not widely believed internationally. That's great.
That's fantastic.
At least we find good places for our sources.
Yeah.
Unlike some people.
Unless
Like some people over here rise together.
Chineses.
GMOs are somehow
Yeah.
to blame.
The GMOs.
Oh, this one's good. COVID-19 doesn't actually exist.
It's all.
According to professional conspiracy theorists like David Icke and InfoWars,
Hey,
Alex
hold on,
Jones.
hold on. Before you read that further, why don't Patty put what you're reading up on the screen
There we
while
go.
you're reading it?
Okay,
It already is.
it's there.
Okay.
Boom, we're on it.
You're on a delay.
Holy
You're on a
cow.
delay,
Yeah, get on our level.
guy. COVID-19 doesn't actually exist, but is a plot by the globalist elite to take away our freedoms. Earlier, weaker versions of this theory were prevalent on the political right, and the notion that the novel coronavirus would be no worse than the flu. And later versions are now influencing anti-lockdown protests across several states in the U.S. because believers increasingly refuse to observe social distancing measures. They could directly help to spread the epidemic further in their localities and increase the resulting death rate.
Got the COVIDs.
Yeah, we went hiking over the weekend, just to get out and about and whatnot.
He had the COVIDs big time.
No, and there was people out everywhere.
I'm practicing.
yeah.
Every park was packed.
Yeah.
I'm practicing being
So I
waterboarded.
don't think it's the what's it called, the protests. The what are they called? The anti-lockdown protests. I don't think those are
The
gonna be
Real
like
But America rallies is what.
Yeah.
Well, you know, I thought it was
I don't
interesting.
think those are going to be like not a whole lot of. I mean, yeah, a lot of people attend them, but
Well, I thought it was interesting that all the news coverage of those anti-lockdown protests only showed white people carrying guns and didn't show everybody that was there, which covered the entire spectrum.
we had somebody there that was there.
We had somebody there.
They didn't get all the
Yeah.
I live streamed it again.
No, you're supposed to get content for us.
Oh, good for you. And how was it?
Well,
is gonna be an audible
when
rough
Owen
draft,
Schroyer and
Leland.
Alex Jones opened up their mouth, the live stream went from 15 people to 2.
So you could have captured footage that we could have edited together and showed on
So
our
here-
show.
here's an
Except
here's-
for my I am out of space on my phone.
Here's an audible rough draft here, Leland. Ready for this?
Yes.
Hey guys, I'm attending one of those rallies this weekend. Would anybody like to attend it with me so that we can get some great content for the show on Monday? And I'll guarantee you, if you send that before it ever happens, there's going to be
there's
some of us in this room that are going to be like, hell yeah,
Hell yeah,
let's
ooh,
do
let's
this.
go do it. Hell yeah.
Well, there's probably
Let's
gonna
go
be
find out
another.
why
There's
people
probably
are
gonna be
mad.
another one this Saturday,
Well, don't give me a probably. Give me a time and date and a location.
noon at
let's-
the Capitol.
let's go meet up. We'll carpool
I'm off
down
on
there.
Saturday.
That's car part day.
What's-
Yeah.
Yeah, car part day.
Oh yeah, well we'll save
Yeah,
this
we'll be
story
down
for
there
later,
because we're gonna
but
go jerking car parts
we'll
off.
have to talk about Davis's car.
That would be jerking car part off.
Yeah, because this dumpster gave his Explorer some hardcore butt stuff.
No, that was bad.
No,
okay?
that was funny.
Listen,
That was horrible.
yeah, the gate was a dumpster defender.
Ever since you put those Elvis glasses on.
Yeah. You should feel bad.
Stop that.
I think they're garbage.
Stop what you're doing.
Stop
Yeah.
it right now.
Let me waterboard you for your punishment.
Just hey,
Bad.
hey, Patty, you need to tighten up your spark plug, son.
yeah.
Yeah.
And eat
All right.
canned corn.
Who has a
Who has another
anybody
one?
anybody other than Davis?
Just don't put a Spectra Premium part in your car. Those things are grenades. If you put a Spectra Premium part in your car, you're going to destroy your car, and their warranties are garbage. And oh, by the way,
Is that a conspiracy?
no? That's a fact. I've had.
Well, we're not talking
I've had
about
several
facts.
Spectra.
We're talking about conspiracy theories over
conspiracies.
here.
Well, they went bankrupt. And they claim, and here's the conspiracy here. Spectra
Nobody
Premium.
cares.
Spectra Premium claims
Nobody
it was the tariffs
cares.
on Chinese parts. No,
He's
the real,
still doing it.
the real reason why they
go,
went bankrupt is their
go.
parts are garbage.
Okay, now that you've gotten that out of your system,
I know you can't see my face, but I don't care.
quick.
We're gonna
What is
need
your
to do a
cons-
hard reset.
what is
on
your
Leland.
conspiracy theory?
My conspiracy theory
And
is
if you, I to swear to God, if you transition into car parts,
I am not going to transition
Or
to car-
baseball.
or baseball.
or the
or the XFL?
definitely?
Oh, and if you
wrestling.
use a wrestling, go ahead, man.
yeah, I
Yes,
think
this
we
is
got
a
our point across.
conspiracy against Vince McMahon to destroy the league. No, my conspiracy theory is what was the two biggest things that were in the news before COVID? Besides Davis, the impeachment and what was happening to
Well,
Roger.
the impeachment was over.
The impeachment and what was happening with Roger Stone and General Flynn. Those were the two biggest things in the news, is what was happening with Roger Stone and General Flynn, where the Justice Department completely rigged the case against them, and there would have been so much outrage by the public.
So is this? So hold on. Are you preaching what you believe is to be the truth, or is it a conspiracy theory?
This is my conspiracy theory why COVID's happened is because
Okay.
it gets what happened to Flynn and what happened to Roger out of the news, because this week, I mean, it's coming out that Flynn's own lawyers, before he hired Sidney Powell, colluded with the prosecution to coerce a guilty plea
so-
out of
so
Flynn,
hold
which
on.
is incredibly common with the Justice Department. Oh, hi.
Okay, so going back to the conspiracy theory about COVID, you believe that
We need a whiteboard. That's what we need.
there's a whiteboard right there. You believe that the United States government or the media, probably the media, cooked up this whole COVID thing, which affects the entire world, not just our country,
They
just to
don't care.
keep Roger Stone off.
What's happened to Roger Stone and what happened to General Flynn off the news, because if people realize what the Justice Department has actually
Okay,
does
well,
to innocent
okay,
people,
that's all right.
you know,
Patty,
that's what they do.
Patty, what do you got?
Wait, hold on, sir. Hold on. Fucking, I need a conclusion here. All right. So what is your conspiracy that COVID-19 isn't real? Is that what you're saying?
I think I don't discount that the fact that the virus is real, but the fact is, if you look at the antibody tests, the mortality rate is actually the same as the flu because everyone has already had it.
I'm watching the delay. You're like, wait.
Wait. All right. So, what is like? Just lock down the theory part of it. Like, what is that? It's a distraction from the Roger Stone case as a whole.
The
Or-
Roger Stone, the General Flynn, and everything that's happened with Trump, where the Democrats are trying to remove him from office, and they're saying, "Oh, we're all in this together." That sounds pretty damn communist, if you ask me, Alex.
I mean, we kind of are all in this together. I mean, not like not as a unit, obviously, or as a society, but
Hold on.
like just by existing.
Hold on, I'm getting some 5G on me here.
I can't see you anyway.
They can't see you. You got your antenna.
Turn your hotspot on so I can actually get some 5G on my
It's
phone.
It's on.
All right. Yeah, I just wanted to. Yeah. Okay.
Okay. Next, Patty.
David,
What's your
stop.
conspiracy?
The dude abides, right, Patty?
Something like that. Yeah. No. My belief, my conspiracy theory is that it's not a man-made thing. It's from the earth, man. Like
We got Captain Planet over here.
This is
No,
Mother. Is this
it's
Mother
like-
Nature's correction?
yeah, it's basically Mother Nature's correction for what we have as a human race have like done to the earth. So it's like correcting itself to get things back to normal per se.
Hold on, guys. We just got notification, Mr. Randy Fry. The heirs of creation now insist, demand, and implore you to cease, desist, knock off, and otherwise quit the broadcast of this program or bear, suffer, tolerate, and put up with the consequences. God damn it, let's go for it.
What are the consequences?
Bring it up. Bring it on.
Bring it on.
So basically,
We require shrubbery.
So basically, it's just like it's like the Earth's natural like defense mechanism, just to bring things like back to order. You know, like now that we're all being stuck in our homes, like the ozone layer, like at the South
repairing
Pole,
itself, yeah.
is repairing itself. You can see the Himalayas now from New Delhi because there's no like air pollution and stuff like that. It's just as Jeff Goldblum once said, life finds a way. So that's my bit, man. Everything happens for a reason, and right now we have to deal with this shit so the Earth can get back to the way that it needs to be.
Davis, do you have an actual conspiracy theory or?
Yeah. Okay. So, roll with me on this.
Okay.
So, the Norks and the Chineses were working together, and they were like, "Hey, I got an idea. We're gonna weaponize a common cold, right?" Makes sense because a common cold spreads easily and it sucks like super hard. The problem is it's China we're talking about, and they eat a whole bunch of like weird shit, like three-eyed toads and like salamanders with no eyes. So like Jimmy over here, Jimmy Chan, was out
Just
here.
call him Jimmy.
He was over
Jimmy
here.
Chan.
Yeah. You know, his family calls him Chimmy, and since his last name is Chan, they just call him Chimichanga. Whatever. Okay. So, Jimmy over here, who worked at the Wuhan Biological Weapons Institute of National Secrecy 9000, because it's glorious Chinese, right? He's over here eating his fried salamander and playing with like a sample in a petri dish, and like that shit just kind of like bloop and kind of like went in there, and he was like, "Well, shit, yeah, I could eat it. It's totally fine." Went back, you know, and he's out here like doing like some salamander shopping, And like, you know, it's like just like anywhere else. He's like over here having a good day and like sneezes, dude. And it goes like right into like a box fan and like spreads like 500 people. So a big old box fan and just sprays all these people. No, he just sneezed into it. Have you ever like sneezed into a box fan at somebody? It's fucking hilarious. Okay. Anyway, so the Chinese government's like, oh shit, people are now getting this weird salamander cold that we made in a weapons lab. And then like China's like, got an idea, we ain't gonna tell nobody. Because like obviously that's what they did. But then they were like, even better idea.
But what was the purpose? What's the conspiracy?
I'm getting there.
Okay. It's only an hour and a half show.
Cut the malarkey. Talking. So they were like, I got a better idea. Okay, what if we coffin all the packages and send them to the U.S. to kill all the boomers? So they did. And the reason why they want to do that is because, like, they get rid of all the old people, right? Old people don't buy cool Chinese shit. Young people do. So they literally did it to boost their economy, to sell, like, PlayStations and flip-flops and Nikes to the U.S. It's a pure economy power play. Unfortunately, they hit Spaghetti Land, kind of ruined the vibe. This is a global vibe check by China, and like we failed it. So, in response to this, I do declare, by order given to me by the Time Police, on what's the date today? The 20-something. Yeah, to Time Police. I'm putting an arrest warrant out for China. Mao Zedong going back in time, getting your bitch ass. You're coming to the future to face your crimes. And if
what
you're
you
found
just
guilty
said
by the
is one of the most
court,
insanely idiotic things I have ever heard. At no point in your rambling, incoherent response were you even close to anything that could be considered a rational thought. Everyone in this room is now dumber for having listened to it. I award you no points, and may God have mercy on your soul.
All right, next.
So basically, what you're saying is a Chinese buffet
Don't knock
declared
over.
war.
Don't knock over the radar cam. Don't encourage him. Don't encourage him. Moving on.
Olive Garden.
I mean, in all honesty, with what Mad Mike over here had to say, I mean, it was well thought out, and I mean, I could believe it.
Yeah, mine's the most plausible conspiracy.
I mean, prove to me that it doesn't exist.
That a Chinese buffet is angry at Olive Garden for having never-ending pasta.
Yeah, exactly.
I mean,
all right, moving on to the next
I'll take a
conspiracy
Chinese
theory.
buffet over Olive Garden shit any day of the week.
Anybody got another one?
I'm right.
Another one of the mainstream ones
Let's
that
pull up.
is being covered by Q or QAnon is the global child sex trafficking conspiracy that started, what was it, 6 or 7 years ago with Pizzagate?
Is that 6 or 7 years ago?
Yeah, it was a while ago. It was back when I was still a cop.
I thought it was only 4 years ago on that. I thought it came out about 2016.
I thought I was still a cop back. Huh.
I mean, you got one right here. It says COVID is a plot by Big Pharma.
Damn.
Many conspiracy theory promoters are in reality clever actors trying to sell quack products. Alex Jones, between rants about hoaxes and the New World Order, urges viewers to buy expensive miracle pills that he claims can cure all known diseases. Dr.
Yeah, but
Mercola.
Jones has been doing that for years. Jones and Jim Baker.
Yeah, that's how he funds his operation.
A quack anti-vax and anti-GMO medic who has been banned from Google due to peddling misinformation claims that vitamins and numerous other products he sells can cure or prevent COVID. Natural News, another conspiracy site, sells...
Hey, Patty,
what?
real quick, we're missing some gold on the chats here. Randy says son, you picked the wrong pandemic to haul ass.
What? You picked the wrong pandemic to haul ass through.
Oh, my God, that's funny.
Nice.
Pizzagate. It's
Pizzagate, ping pong.
for the Blues Brothers. No, not the Blues Brothers. Smoking the Bandit.
Oh, okay.
Son, you picked the wrong county to haul ass through.
Yes. So, let's see what else we got here. Doesn't exist.
Well, the Pizzagate, Podesta, that whole thing. I mean, QAnon was pretty descriptive about, the celebrities that were getting arrested and how they all have ankle bracelets on and ankle monitors and stuff like that in their stay-at-home videos. And Tom Hanks wasn't really sick with COVID. He was being arrested. And all this happened after Weinstein killed himself.
Epstein.
Epstein
Weinstein
killed
went to
himself and actually went into hiding or protective custody so that he could pull the trigger on all these folks.
I've heard some wild-eyed conspiracies that JFK Jr. faked his death
And his-
21 years ago.
And is QAnon.
Is QAnon.
Yeah.
I think it could be General Flynn, to be honest with you. That's who I think Q actually is. That's actually a plausible theory, not JFK faked a plane crash 21 years ago.
JFK. They think it's JFK.
JFK Jr., yeah.
So what else we got?
Okay, I'm gonna take this thing off because this is like fucked.
If he's taking his off, I'm taking mine off. This thing hurts my fucking head.
Whoa, guys. Whoa, hey, we
Hey, whoa, hey, big guy. Hey, hold on. We got 5G in here.
I ain't about that.
Oh, man. Okay.
Coughing.
Who needs protection anyway? I'd rather just do it, bro.
Hey, save this, and later we'll chew on it in the dark and watch the sparks.
What are you dumbasses doing? I was putting it back on. Yeah. Yeah, no, I was putting it back on. You guys are all stupid.
Oh.
That's okay.
Congratulations getting your brain scrambled. I don't know if you've ever played Stalker, but this is what happens. You're going to be like, rah, rah, rah.
We have goulash for brains.
You're going to go through the brain scrambler. I'm fine. I'm
Yeah.
Gucci.
Are we done with the?
I mean, I could go for some 7-layer dip.
With the conspiracy theories, yeah, I guess.
We
Yeah.
done with the Spearies?
Let's stick this in the microwave and see what
I wanna
happens.
hear more about what's it called?
I like Davis's theory. I want to hear more about it.
I mean, the Chinese buffet sticking out Olive Garden and Macaroni Grill.
I mean, I'll take a Chinese buffet over like bullshit Olive Garden any day of the week.
Oh my God, yes.
Yeah.
Hey, let's talk about something. I had a cheat day yesterday, and I don't know if, I don't eat a lot of fast food anymore, but I just had a hankering to get some Whataburger. Now I know I haven't been out of the game for too long, but I went through Whataburger yesterday, and I got my number 5 on Texas toast with avocado, and this was now the last time I went to Whataburger, and it was the one here in Hutto, so I'm not sure if this is standard, but this is 2 times in a row I got my burger, and it was cold.
I've noticed that since the 90s.
That sucks. What?
No, man, Whataburger, you usually get your burger, and it's so hot you have to wait for it to cool down.
Yeah.
What'd you order?
The number 5 with avocado, ketchup, mayonnaise on Texas toast.
I don't know, man.
I mean,
I tell you.
we went and we grabbed a Whataburger after our hike, and it was pretty fucking
I
delicious.
know, it's usually
Yeah.
amazing.
I
Hey,
had-
That's why I went to Whataburger. It's like, if I'm going to cheat, I'm going to have the best.
Well, what's a number 5?
Bacon cheeseburger,
Yeah. Was it a single or a double?
single.
Yeah, that's why. They're like, you get a cold because you're half a man by ordering this. You know what? Here's your maxi pads too while you're at it. Go sit in the corner.
But you had a small fry too, huh? Didn't you?
Yeah.
Didn't you? Want to toy
Yeah.
with that?
What do you want to drink? Water?
What'd you get? Unsweet tea?
Yeah.
Son of a bitch.
Yeah. You know
I
that.
can't have sugar,
Yeah.
even though I was eating a burger and fries.
Yeah.
Well, I paid for it because now that I've gotten off sugar and I'm on this diet, and I've got the the whole exercising thing down. When you eat sugar, your body doesn't react to it very well.
Do you like poop super hard?
No, it wasn't that. It's just I didn't feel good. I just felt, bleh.
Have you tried pooping super hard?
well, pooping super hard always is a cure for everything, but that's not.
I
It
can
didn't.
get-
It didn't cause me. It didn't cause me to have to poop real hard. I just saying that I ate the sugar, and I just felt bad. I felt,
Sometimes if I eat,
What do you mean you ate the sugar?
when I have sugar, I feel bad. Yeah, just when like my last weekend, I had cheat day. I had
tomatoes.
no, I had mint chocolate chip ice cream.
Nah,
yeah.
Would somebody pick their phone up that's buzzing on the desk?
Here, I got a solution.
Holy cow!
Take that, put it in the urinal.
Jeez, oh Pete,
have a
how
urinal.
long have we been doing this, Perduker?
Mouth.
long enough. It's not my fault I'm popular.
Okay. So did I tell you my secret way? Like whenever I feel terrible,
What's that?
and I know I ate
Drink
something
a case
bad.
of beer.
No. So like let's say like for some sort of reason I ate like 10 pounds worth of Whataburger. Very possible scenario.
I've seen him do it.
What you do is you wash it down with a shake.
Oh, dude, the Dr. Pepper shake
And since
is so
I can't have the
freaking
lactoses-
good.
It just like
Whoop.
like it's like taking like a garden hose.
I don't think we needed to know that.
Dude, it's amazing.
Wait, you were actually able to poop after eating all that Whataburger?
Oh
and
yeah,
drinking
dude.
that?
I drank that shake, and by the time I got home, I was like, "Goodbye, food."
Yeah, no, dude, I wasn't able to like crap
I've
all
got-
that out for like a day or two. It
I've
was
gotten
freaking awful.
I've gotten zero nutrition out of you because you're going through my body so fast. Anyway, so
I
we
mean,
did-
I had
so-
nutrition in mine because mine was I had the avocado burger, so there was like avocados and then I added jalapenos and it's pretty tasty.
You can't spell nutrition without nut and you.
I am going to relish the free refills when they actually finally reopen on Friday.
Oh my God.
Davis, you need to tell Chuck what your name is. Chuck wants to know what your name is. He says, "What or who the hell is that?"
Hey, we were protecting our heads from the 5G.
Yeah. What's here, Davis? Tell the listeners.
Or Major
who
League
you
Baseball
are.
satellites.
Yeah. What's your? You look like a superhero. What's your name there, pal?
You look like the electronic luchador.
See.
Oh
See.
my God.
Spanish there, bud. Electronic luchador.
So we got some exciting news,
That we do.
and I'd like to talk about it here before probably have a short show tonight. But not next week, but a week from next week, we're going to have two shows on Fort Kickass TV. Leland and our friend Chuck Licata will be having a sports show that'll be on right prior to my show, and we'll lead on with Patty when he can show up. If not, that'll be me or Alex will produce it. And it's going to be sports related, sports talk. So pretty excited about that. And do you have anything? I mean, does Chuck talk to you about it? What do you
Chuck
guys?
did talk to me about it. So
Tell us a little bit about the show, Leland.
basically, we're going to have different segments of the show geared towards different topics. For example, the part that I'm going to be focusing on is the analytics of and the business deals when it comes to sports, and as well as Chuck is hoping to bring some sports guests on as well, through his many years of experience calling live sports for UIL and collegiate.
And joining us now on the Celebrity Hotline is your co-host of the show, Mr. Chuck Licata. How you doing, Chuck?
How you doing, Chuck?
So you're doing the announcement without me?
Well, I don't know if you're going to call. You're supposed to be here. You're supposed to actually come in here and wear tinfoil hats with us.
Well, you told me that the first whole hour was full of guests, so you know.
Well, so what? You can come in and hang out.
Oh wow, we're guests now. That's awesome. I feel
Now,
special.
well, Carton Arcs was supposed to come on this week, but Carton Arcs is coming on next week.
Yeah.
Their show's gonna be so much better without me on it.
Okay. Sorry, I was out looking for the dog again, so I just got home like literally 5 minutes ago.
What's the status on that?
Well, he's been seen multiple times. We're getting close. It's a matter of days now before we get him.
And the
very confident.
hasn't been able to. The lady that you.
Unfortunately, because people think that they're actually going to catch him and so they chase him. And the problem is when they do that, they chase him away from the area he's in, and thus the trapper has to figure out where he's at.
Oh, where he's going.
If people just let the trapper do her job, we'd probably have him by now.
But he's alive and running around. Is he staying in the same area?
Yes, he is. He is alive. He's within a 5-mile radius.
So, probably find out where he's sleeping.
Yeah. Well, we thought we had it tonight, but some lady just decided that she was going to go catch him and ran up on him, and he ran away.
Gee, thanks, Karen.
Yeah, exactly.
For those of you who don't know it, Chuck, he rescues dogs, and he had a rescue that he was fostering when it was still kind of trying to get comfortable, and it took off.
Mm-hmm. Yep. So it's day 11, and we're just confident we're going to get him. But anyways, back to the show. The On Deck Circle, which is the name of a show that I did in college for the baseball team, the Clarion University baseball team, which produced one major league player, and that was the father, Pete Vukovich, who, if you remember the original Major League movie, Pete Vukovich was Clint Haywood, who was the Yankee hitter that crushed the Wild Thing.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Yep.
Okay.
That's Pete Vukovich.
You can't see the screen right now, but I think I would like to start open negotiations to trade a player from my team to your team.
No, hell no. Nope. You keep him away from me.
Keep the Davis far away.
Far, far away.
He's currently making a satellite dish on his head.
He's currently improving
tinfoil.
on his tinfoil hat, conspiracy hat.
Does he think he's going to be better than DirecTV or what?
Probably.
He's capturing in the 5G.
He's defending us from the corona.
That's his corona shield.
God. He looks like that old, remember when we had the black and white and we had the rabbit ears, and of course you try to put tinfoil on the rabbit ears to get a better reception.
Oh yeah, and
that's what he looks like.
You'd have to change it every time. Yeah. You'd
Exactly.
have to change it every time.
That's what he looks like. That's what he looks like. But yes, me and Leland and
Patty
are going to do the On Deck Circle, 7:45 to 9, and that last 10 minutes of the show will be a transition into Mr. Mike. You'll find out what's on Michael's show, and we'll just transition into the On the Air with Mike Allen, and of course Mike will be on occasion during the show to talk about whatever the hell Mike talks about. How many days has it been since Michigan beat Ohio State 3,000 what?
A lot.
I won't be there. Now, are you gonna sponsor the official OTA football fantasy league this year from your show or my show?
Oh no, we'll do yours. It's got to be yours. It's got to be yours. Unless you don't want it.
Well, I was just asking because you're the commish.
Yeah. Well, it's your right and your first right of refusal. If you decide to give it up, then I'll take it, but it should be yours. So.
It's yours if you want it, Mike.
That's right.
Yeah.
Exactly. I will commission either way.
As long as my first pick is
Baker Mayfield.
I was gonna guess Brett Favre.
No.
Favre?
No, his
With
first
the
pick's
first
going to be
pick-
Joe Burrow.
With the first pick, the Atlanta Falcons pick Brett Favre. That's my Tagliabue.
Did they really say his name like that?
Yeah, that's my Paul Tagliabue
wow.
impression.
I think
With
that
the
was
first
before my
pick
time.
In the 1998
Okay, never mind. I was around.
NFL draft,
Right.
the Atlanta Falcons take quarterback Brett Favre.
There you go.
Yeah.
So what was the story
By the way,
behind the deal?
go ahead,
What was the
Leland.
story behind the deal that he went from the Falcons to
Falcons didn't want him.
Really?
Green
Yeah,
Bay,
'cause he
Green Bay
was-
got him cheap.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
it was like Brady, where he wasn't wanted either initially.
Well, when he showed up, well, here's the thing. I've watched some things about Brett Favre, and Brett Favre. He's a Hall of Fame quarterback, and he's tough, and he played the game the way it was supposed to be played, and
went through a lot of
challenges and overcame them, and was a great ambassador for the sport. Went to 2 Super Bowls, won one of them, brought the trophy back to Green Bay after a long time.
He sent us to the Super Bowl.
Yeah, sent the Saints to the Super Bowl. Always in the mix. They had some great Green Bay teams with Brett at the helm. But when he first started out and went to the Atlanta Falcons, when they picked him up as a draft choice, he didn't get along with Jerry Glanville, who was the Falcons coach at the time. And here Brett could rifle a ball 75 yards, flat foot, but I think the other quarterback that Atlanta had at the time, whose name I don't recall, was the starter, and that he was just kind of there for maybe 2 years.
Wow.
Didn't Ryan Leaf go to the Falcons?
I think a lot.
No, Leaf was drafted by the Chargers.
Yeah, Leaf went to the Chargers and flamed out. But anyway, then he was traded for almost nothing to go to Green Bay, and then he went up to Green Bay, and it was just kind of one of those moments where their starting quarterback, who was really good, got hurt, and Brett went in and won the game that he went in, and it wasn't until like a couple of games later, he was sitting they tell the story, he was sitting on the sidelines talking to the other quarterbacks, the backup quarterback. He says, "Hey man, what's a cover 2?" He had no idea what the defense was. He just went out and played. He got the ball and he made the play. They didn't read defenses, didn't really care. He didn't read the defensive setup. He just kind of saw what they were doing after the ball was snapped, and he adjusted to it. So that was kind of a cool story. Anyway,
he was over there like, it's Brett's time to shine.
That's
I'm just
right.
going to throw it out there, and somebody's going to catch it. Hopefully, it's one of my receivers.
And that's just like any of those stories, like that. I mean, even the Pittsburgh guy. Big Ben, yeah. They drafted him high. He had to go into like the second game of his rookie season, and he took them all the way to the Super Bowl.
Yep, right out of a bathroom stall.
Hey, Chuck, did you hear that we signed Winston to a year contract? What are your thoughts on that?
Well,
good luck with that.
His completion percentage to Saints is pretty high, so I think he might be a good backup for the
saw
Saints.
a stat.
Yeah, that's right.
He's thrown Jameis Winston has thrown 10 interceptions since Taysom Hill joined the league. Winston has thrown more passes to Saints players than Taysom Hill has by 10 to 7. Yeah.
Wow. Dang.
Yeah.
Hey, by the way, Mike.
Yeah.
Steve Bartkowski was the quarterback.
Bartkowski.
When Favre got drafted.
Yeah.
Remember him?
Yeah. Well, he was supposed to be Atlanta's, big quarterback. He was
their
their
saving
guy.
grace.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Well, I was back when. The only thing Atlanta had going for it back then was what's his name? The cornerback.
Michael Vick?
No.
That's probably before Vic. This was before my time.
This was 1991. So.
No, I was like a year old.
No, the cornerback. The one that went to the 49ers and won a Super Bowl, and then went to Cowboys and won a Super Bowl. Deion Sanders.
Deion was with Atlanta?
Cornerback.
Yeah, that's where he got drafted.
Yeah, that's what I thought he was saying.
He got drafted to Atlanta. He played Atlanta. As a matter of fact, his rookie year for Atlanta, he played both for the Braves and the Falcons.
I was going to say, he was a dual sport player.
Yeah, and he played both seasons.
Yep.
He played both seasons. He was the first player to do so, because Bo Jackson didn't do that. He played out his baseball season, then went and played football.
Yep.
So.
Yep.
So wait,
and that was 3 years before Jeff George arrived in Atlanta. And God, that guy was there in football forever.
Speaking of fantasy football, though, does this mean that Mike gets the first overall pick again?
Of course, he always does.
Damn, he's gonna waste.
Because we
it
know
on
he's going to
something
screw his team
stupid.
up by taking.
Baker Mayfield.
Baker Mayfield, man. It's my man.
There you go.
Okay.
Yep.
Not the guy from LSU that was the overall.
So now that we have you on the phone, what is your conspiracy theory with all this COVID?
Oh, I don't know. It's exhausting. It's seriously exhausting. I listen to you guys because you guys come up with some great stuff.
Yeah, Davis.
No, you watch the show when you're not here to see the radar cam. We know the reason why.
Yeah, he's only here for radar cam, and that's it.
Well, I came up. Remember the one I came up with about a month ago? That was the Houston Astros came up with this.
Yes.
So they wouldn't get beaned the entire season.
Yep.
She over there.
Hey,
going,
When do you think baseball is actually going to have a season? Go ahead, Chuck.
What's that?
When do you think?
I'm sorry.
When do you think baseball is actually going to start their season?
I think they're going to start late June, early July. I mean, let's put it this way: if they're going to play this year, they'll be playing on July 4th, without question.
Fans or no fans?
Without question.
Or partial fans?
My guess is they're going to do as much as they can to get some fans into the parks on July 4th.
Maybe half capacity.
It's easier to do ballparks versus college football because you actually have seats.
Yeah. Well, we're excited about your show. Are you going to have Patty put graphics together? Are you going to put graphics together
Yes,
and
sir.
a theme song? You got a theme song?
We'll do that as we get into the show a couple weeks. We're just going to concentrate on the first couple weeks. Going to be on the content. We're going to have live interviews. It's mostly going to be Texas based. We're going to do some high school, some college, some pro stuff. But we'll do conspiracy theory. I've talked to you about the JFK conspiracy theory, which I'm convinced is true.
Do you think he's the Q? You think he's Q?
I think what?
JFK Jr., you think he's QAnon?
Do I think he's what?
The guy, the Q. You don't know about him?
I think y'all are talking about two different.
Yeah, I think he's talking about the JFK assassination.
Oh, so you think like five guys shot him? Oh,
yeah.
you think 5 guys shot him?
Yeah.
Because they don't make good hamburgers.
I mean, they're not bad. They're not as good as Whataburger. They're better than In-N-Out.
They're better than Mighty Fine. Mighty Fine was dry.
Well,
hey, if you get Five Guys, you get a Five Guys grilled cheese sandwich and put a burger right in the middle of it. Put a burger patty right in the middle of it. It's really good.
Actually,
and throw some mushrooms.
Here's where I look at it. You can go to Whataburger and get a complete meal with a large drink for $9.
Mm-hmm.
You can go to P. Terry's and get basically the same thing for $14. You can go to Five Guys and get the same thing for $23.
$23 for a burger.
So
that's with the fries and drink. Everything's
that's with the fries
separately.
and drink.
That's still a lot of money for a fry.
That's a lot of goddamn money for a burger. Ain't no hamburger $23.
Yeah.
I don't care if it's got truffle mac and cheese on it. It ain't worth that much.
It's like what $9? It's like $9 for the burger, and then it's like $1 something for each individual thing that you want to add to it. If you choose not to get the burger made the way that
you might as well go to a sit-down restaurant if you're gonna spend that much money on a burger.
If I'm spending if I'm spending $20 on a meal, I better be cutting that steak with a fork.
Mm-hmm.
It better just.
And by the way, first of all, if you're gonna spend that much money, go to the barbecue place in Round Rock for sure. And secondly, In-N-Out burgers suck.
Oh,
they
horrible.
are the worst burger I've ever had.
In-N-Out burger is like an expensive McDonald's hamburger with shitty fries.
There you go. Yep.
It's just another reason
McDonald's
why Texas is better than California.
Yeah.
Ugh. No doubt.
Yep.
We're looking forward to it.
Anyone getting their free Doritos Locos taco tomorrow?
Oh shit, we can do that.
Yeah.
What is it?
Doritos Locos at Taco Bell every Tuesday for the month, Taco Tuesday.
Sweet.
You know, if they would open
there.
up a taco truck just to troll all the hipsters, that would be amazing.
Where'd you go?
Did you go take a piss?
Oh.
What, man can't take a piss?
Apparently not. say you can't take no piss.
Yeah.
So are we doing fantasy baseball this year?
Hey, that's if you want to do it, you can do it.
Yes.
I lost interest.
I'm going to do fantasy baseball.
I'm still pissed because I should have won that thing.
I mean,
and
if people want to do it, I mean, I'll be a part of it, but
we'll do that on my show. We'll do that. We'll do the On Deck Circle.
Yeah.
Fantasy baseball league.
That'll
for
work.
Sure.
Do we have any idea yet, Chuck, on when fantasy baseball is going to actually start up? Or is it?
Well, we got to wait for Major League Baseball, but
I kind of
sounds
realized
like
that right
within the
after I
next 2
asked
weeks
my
they'll-
question. I was like, oh, you got to wait for baseball to start up. So that was a stupid question. We're going to 86 it.
Well, how long do you think it's going to
Well,
take?
see, I'm not going to rip you now. When you do that on my show, forget it. I'm going to tear you to shreds. Me and Leland are going to tear you to shreds. But this is Mike's show, so we'll
There's
be nice.
the paper shredder. Go sit in it. Do it now.
How long do you think realistically it would take to get these players ready to play ball, and not as an abbreviated spring training?
I'm guessing at least 3 weeks. Because I mean they're still staying in shape per se, but I mean it's like football. Okay, you can stay in shape, but you're not in game shape.
Yeah.
When you're doing this, you got to go out and play some games, and now they have played some, so and teams pretty much have an idea what their roster is going to be. So you're not going to see a whole lot of change in roster to begin the season anyway. That might change within a couple weeks, and I'm guessing the commissioner's going to give the team some roster flexibility for the first week or so, first couple weeks, just because.
Plus, they also have the 26 man starting this season as well.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Well, good stuff. Well, graphics, a theme song.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yep. And the countdown of how many.
And
days
we'll discuss the
it's been
contract
since Michigan beat Ohio State.
We'll discuss the contract negotiations for a future draft pick for Mad Mike.
I think the best of Mad Mike that you're gonna have on the show is we'll just get like a picture of him framed, and it'll just be somewhere behind us on camera at all times, like up on the wall or something.
So did Mad Mike have the unknown liquid tonight and just keep it for himself? Is that what happened?
Oh man, we don't have a
mystery drink.
A mystery drink. Who's
That's what I'm
responsible
thinking.
for
I think
that?
he drank it already.
No.
I guess that would be my.
No, really?
Well, we've kind of rotated and stuff, but it was originally Mad Mike's idea.
Well, we
so-
got time. Run down to the store real quick. We got time for a mystery drink.
Yeah, nose goes.
Hey, Mike, real quick.
Yeah.
Why haven't we heard from your babe, Bella or Nadia or what's her name?
Nadia or Bella?
Who's your girlfriend that's called in once in a while?
Blanche.
Oh, Blanche.
Oh, Blanche.
Yeah, Blanche. Okay.
Blanche Magnolia Beauregard.
Where's she been?
Oh, she's been around.
Is she self-quarantined? Is that it?
Is that what happened? Well, she's probably self-quarantining with, one of her many admirers.
Oh, okay.
So.
Okay.
I guess what happened to West Coast and Crazy Joe? What happened to those guys?
Hey, well,
oh, jeez.
They just don't call in anymore.
Well, West Coast is quarantined with
Consuela.
Consuela. Yeah, exactly. So.
Well, Joe gets mad that the show is not all about him.
Oh,
it
says
baby.
On the air with Mike
I know,
Allen.
but when he calls in, he wants to dictate the show, and then when I shut him down, he gets angry.
Maybe if he like trades up a couple draft picks, we'll give him like a 30-second segment that
I told him I'd give him a segment.
30 seconds. That's all you get.
And I remember one time I tried to give him a segment, and I was going to give him 10 minutes to talk about something, and he the thing with Joe is that he asks questions all the time, but he never gets to the point.
So he's like a politician.
Well, he comes from the wrestling background, so he's continuously doing a promo, and I'm like, stop doing a promo, just give us the goddamn answer to
Makes sense.
And so it just degenerates into So,
Into Tom
but he
Cruise.
stopped calling in. If he calls in again, we'll let him back on. I mean, I don't hate the guy. Plus, he's been putting some pretty disturbing videos up on the group. I told him, I said,
You need to 86 that real quick
you
there, bud.
need to stop with the self harm. What is that?
Hey, Davis, how about you
not
like
mine.
not be on your phone like that when we're doing a broadcast?
Is that Davis's phone?
Yeah.
Yes, and by the way, on my show, that will
Fuck,
not
it
be
was
tolerated.
mine.
That will not be tolerated. That phone will
Wow.
be grabbed and
Hope you feel
thrown
like
out
a
the
piece of
window.
garbage.
Do what?
I said on my show, that kind of stuff, the phone will be grabbed and thrown out
Thrown
the
out
window.
the window.
We will not
good
be
thing
on our
it's
phone.
an Android, then nothing will happen to it. That was my fault.
Yeah, our
Phone
our
shot
produ-
put in East German style.
So we fixed Patty's car today,
Oh,
Yeah,
did
we
you?
did.
and I learned that I cannot walk away and let Patty fix his own car.
Here, I'll pull up a picture real quick. Let me send it to the group, and I'll pull it up, and they can see how bad my spark plugs were.
Oh, your spark plugs were gone.
Did you
man.
even
Oh
have
my God.
electrodes? Did you even have electrodes
I mean,
left?
one of them we pulled it out, and the ceramic was broke.
Yeah.
It was like it didn't turn
God.
to shrapnel inside his motor. Patty, how long have you had your car? How many miles?
3 years. I bought it with had like 2,500, and I put I'm at like 88,000. Here, give me 1 second. I just got the picture.
Spark plugs do not last 100,000 miles.
Yeah,
I don't
check
care
this-
what
Oh, I
anyone
know.
says.
You'll wait when you see the. Just wait till
Yeah,
you
the
see
spark
picture.
plugs are bad. And then I showed him how to put the spark plugs back in. Showed him how to use, to do it. He sends a video, Snapchats himself doing it, starts his car up, and it sounds like his engine's knocking. I'm like, well, that can't be. It's got oil in it. What the hell? Well, he didn't tighten down 2 of the 4 spark plugs.
Here we go.
Oh.
He's only got 4 spark plugs.
There's a picture of it right there. For everybody
Yeah.
can see. You got
See
part
that?
of that right there. That's
Oh
just
my
completely.
God, there's no electrodes left. That's like
Well, no, the funny bit.
that's a 1/4-inch gap on one of your spark plugs.
Yeah. Well, they have the Ford logo on them, which makes me think that
That was the original.
they're the original spark plugs.
That was the
'cause
original
I've
spark
never
plugs that came
changed
with it.
them. So yeah, put them in there.
Did you see that one that's broken? Holy
Oh
shit.
my God!
Yeah.
I just got it. Wow.
So
Holy shit! Yeah.
Yeah.
put
so,
those things in a museum. So yeah, I changed out all 4 of them, and then I think it was like the first one and the second
first and
one,
third.
and the
First
third,
and third were loose.
They were loose. So when I started the car back up, it was like, and I'm like, oh shit. So I had to go wake Mike up from his nap. I was like, hey, my car's making funny noises, and I don't know what to do. So, but
and I'm thinking
we got it.
we
fixed.
did all we did was change the oil in the spark plugs. I mean, we didn't do
Oh,
any
and
major
even-
work to it. It's not like I pulled anything off it. And
Even changing the oil was a right pain in the ass.
for you,
Well, yeah, I'm never taking it to that place again. They had that thing on so tight. Oh my god.
I mean, it was for you. For me, it didn't take me long to figure it out.
But it was a fun day. I got a nice partial tan on my shoulders.
You feel like a man now?
Maybe just a little bit. Here, wait. We might be able to put the other picture up.
You feel like a man because you worked on a car?
I kind of do, yeah. I feel like I got my masculinity back there just a little bit. We're gonna send that. All right.
Ball hair a little fluffier? Is that what you're saying?
Let's see. We got the good old picture of me. Jesus Christ, I look like my father. Here we go. There's me working on my car. Pay no attention to my license plate number. But yeah, it was so difficult to get up underneath that thing. So, but it was fun. I learned a lot. Mainly that spark plugs need to be screwed in all the way.
Hey, Chuck. Chuck.
Yeah.
You know who did get up under
Yep.
there and have to do everything?
You.
That'd be me. He was twice as big.
He
Look
had
at
to
that
lose.
bald. Holy shit! Look at that bald spot.
Hey, I'm taking stuff for
Good
it. Okay, it's been
God.
like 2 weeks.
Holy
Rome wasn't built in
cow.
a day, and neither was my
Neither was your
fixing
hair.
my hair.
Don't
so.
comb so hard, man. Don't be so angry when you get up in the morning.
I wish we had like pictures of me working on my Explorer because that would be even better. Because there's hair in it.
You look like you have underwear on top, like you're wearing like a thong, and your hair is just poking out of both ends.
No, it looks like he's about ready to go shopping. Yeah. With the girls.
Hell yeah.
He's going to pull the mask down? Is that it? Oh, my God.
No, he's got it wrapped around his head.
Jesus Christ.
You can tell
can't wait
Radar.
until we get to have our
enthralled
Ladies,
with
can
this
you
show.
believe he's signal?
Next weekend when we have our adventure picking up auto parts, that's gonna be badass.
It's gonna be cool. We're gonna be tearing some shit down.
We got to get like
Oh yeah. So on the old man van, right?
Mm-hmm.
Man
trying to
Van
get it-
Uno.
The man van Uno. I had to get a new radiator because the old radiator went out on it. And years ago, somebody had backed into me and pushed the front crossbar behind the bumper in.
Oh.
And it also pushed in the condenser radiator and the radiator. So I'm going to have to get a new condenser radiator. So I told Mike, I said, well, why don't we just cut this piece out? Because it doesn't really do anything. It's just kind of a support bar for the bumper. And so he's like, all right. So he brings home an angle grinder from work, and I get it all cleared out and get everything out of the way. And I come home, he goes, oh, yeah, I just unbolted it. Well, so we could have just unbolted it. We didn't have to cut it. But after he unbolted it and took it off,
I finished the cutting.
He cut it.
Well, it was already like 89, like 90% cut, except for one spot I couldn't reach with the grinder. Then I was like, oh shit, this thing just bolts
But you
on
cut
off.
both sides.
Yeah, and then I was gonna like figure out how to get in there to like cut the last little bit, and then I realized it has bolts. So I pulled it off, and then I was like, well, I was told to cut it anyway.
So now next Saturday, we're going to grab a toolkit and drive down in the man van so we don't die.
Pussy. You can ask Patty about her.
And we're going to go in, and I'm also going to
Which
see if I can get a
adventures?
review mirror for the man van too.
In Ashley. The good old.
Oh,
Explorer.
yeah, Davis's Explorer, drifting that thing around. Yeah, that's terrifying.
Patty's also a wuss bag.
Yeah, but it's like, but did you die?
Yeah,
No, I
we
didn't.
were on, City Park Road.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Yeah. I used to take that on my motorcycle.
Yeah, I was doing like 65 on that road, and I was like launching my Explorer through corners. It's fucking amazing.
Yeah, like 60 miles an hour. Cars were pulling over to the side of the road just so he could continue with his shenanigans.
And you wonder why you're going through tires.
Yeah, because I'm awesome.
Yeah, it was kind of funny.
Yeah,
You scared me driving over to AutoZone in that thing.
it's not even that bad. Like, imagine like staying in a lane of traffic, but like still sliding.
Yeah. Pretty sure we terrified some like
Who
middle-aged
needs
lady
amusement
in her
parks when you can have
BMW.
Mad Mike take you on his Deathmobile?
Especially once I get Deathmobile V2, which is to be decided.
Why'd you
What
take
kind of car is Deathmobile?
It's a 1997 Ford Explorer.
Good God, 97?
Hey,
Yeah.
mine's older. Mine's a
96.
96.
Dude,
Mine's a
my-
96 too.
His car is older than my fiance.
Yeah.
Wait, so my Jeep Grand Cherokee is older than Tiny Savage?
Yeah, she was born in 97. Well, I guess
Born
it's
in 97? Really?
yeah. She's only, what would that make, 24?
God, you got a young one.
Yeah.
Look at you.
She's over here like getting born, and I'm over here going to the movies to see Kate Winslet's tits in Titanic. Life was good. 97 was when Titanic came out. I'm going to shut up now.
You fapped the Titanic.
No, I was 7 years old.
So yes.
I had,
So,
to, wait,
yeah.
I had to wait for it to come out on VHS,
He had
guys.
confusing feelings. That he
You know how
wasn't quite
difficult
sure
it was
about.
to figure out if it was in cassette 1 or cassette 2, and then you had to fast forward to it? I don't want to hear squat about kids these days complaining about there not being good enough material for them to fap to. They got the internet. They can suck it.
That is true.
True. Very true.
When we tried to,
Hey.
go ahead, Chuck.
I was gonna ask Mike. Has Leland decided that he's gonna go Mike Allen Jr. with the beard and mustache thing, or what?
No, he's becoming part of the team. You need to step
Everybody
up your
needed a
game.
beard.
Just waiting on
That
you
is-
now.
Don't worry, it's gonna go one of these days, Chuck.
Just waiting on you, Chuck.
Boo.
Nah, no way. Mm-mm. Did that when I was in college.
You
Never
and
gonna do it again.
You and your porn stash.
I mean, hey, facial
You
hair.
at
is
least got to get a
facial
good
hair.
porn stash, man.
Dude, I can rock a good porn stash.
Yeah.
I just had the best idea.
What?
Me and Leland should race. Pussy. Yeah.
Let me see if I can find a picture of me with a ye old.
We won't even have to know what direction you're going in after you start. We can just follow the trail of parts behind.
And the slicks, the parts and the slicks falling off.
When-
My thing doesn't leak any fluids.
Yeah, his
Fluid
is.
leaks.
Mine actually leaks more fluids than his does.
You gotta be kidding me. Is that because yours actually is full of fluids?
No, mine doesn't run out of fluids like ever.
How? It's a Ford.
I can't get the damn transmission
know
to
how to
seal
work
up
on stuff.
completely. I still
Well, you got a Chrysler, so there. Wait.
I got beads. No, first I went with the ATV gasket, and that didn't work. That leaked. I lost a whole quart like in one drive. So I pulled that off, cleaned it off, and just got a regular gasket and put it on.
Here,
It's
are
still-
you guys
Did
ready
you get
to
one?
see?
Did you
like-
get a Mopar
Still
gasket?
seeping.
Here we go. We're gonna put a Patty's
No,
super
look.
awesome.
You look like a terrorist. You
no,
look.
I don't.
Is
That's
it?
a badass like mustache right there. People be queuing up to
You
ride
look
that
like Bob's
puppy.
Burgers.
I know, right? It's pretty great.
Well, we're waiting for our drink.
Now,
Leland should race. I think that'd be fun.
yeah, I mean, you said you want content for the show,
That is quality content.
and then we're gonna have
the 9.6.
Well, if you guys are down for it, we'll go out and film it.
Wait.
Hell yeah.
Wait. Racing? Him racing me?
Yeah.
yeah.
I don't need to have my car blow up. As fun as it would be, he would win.
Oh, don't sell yourself short.
The comment of Hutto strikes again.
Yeah.
That'd be dirty. Go and do from.
Well, the only thing that car has is insurance.
What do you mean? How's everything else?
for the insurance company.
Oh,
love
here comes a player to
Here
be
comes
named later
Mr.
with
Drink.
the mystery drink.
We need glasses.
Yeah, we're not gonna waterfall it.
Drinking out of cups.
There should be some plastic ones in there.
If not, just
I guess the one silver
grab
lining with the
regular-
COVID.
Grab the small regular ones.
I
not
guess the
big
one
ones.
silver lining with the COVID shit that's going on is that every insurance company is saying that they're going to lower everyone's premiums for the next renewal cycle because no one's driving.
I would love for that because I pay like $200 over like $250 for car insurance
$250 for a 6-month period or $250 for every month.
every month.
How bad of
Why
a
do you
driver?
pay so much?
Yeah, how bad of a driver are you?
I'm not that
Who are
bad
you
of a
with?
driver. Liberty Mutual.
Oh man, get rid of those guys.
Yeah, I know. I just haven't got.
And have you taken Mike's defensive driving class?
I don't need. I haven't had to take defensive driving in probably.
No,
like
you take it
4
to
years.
lower your insurance.
Yeah, that's what I do all the time.
God, that sounds
And then-
awful.
and then-
I
and-
gotta sit through all that shit.
And the next time I need to take it, I got to take it with Mike. So there you go.
Yeah, as soon as we have classes again.
It's going to be a year before I have to take it anyway. So hopefully this lockdown will be done.
Can I just
by
like?
then.
Can I just skip to the end and take the test? Because that's pretty much what I do.
No,
for
you got to
everything.
sit there for
Ah.
6 hours, man.
That was like one of the. When
But
I,
you get a pizza with it, right?
Got to sit there. You get a meal.
Okay.
That's
you're,
why
you're selling me there. Yeah, when I had to do
I pay.
Plus, you get to hang out with me.
I think the last time I had the re-up, I think it was up to like $125 for 6 months of insurance because I just get liability only because the car is 25 years old almost.
Yeah, I have to have full coverage on mine because I have payments.
Why do you
You
own a new car with
you
old
sh-
spark plugs?
You should always carry full coverage because it's not about how much your car's worth. It's about how much the car's worth that you hit.
That's what liability supposed to?
Yeah, the liability will only cover $30,000. If you hit an $80,000 Mercedes, you're going to be on the hook for $50,000.
Well, I don't intend on hitting an $80,000.
No one ever does. All right, so we got the mystery drink here.
Mystery
it's all
drink.
wrapped up. Who's all drinking the mystery drink? Are you
I will be
mystery
drinking
drink?
the mystery drink. Yes.
That's bad when you smell it.
Chuck,
first.
you're with us in spirit on this mystery drink, correct?
Yeah, he hung up, but he said he's still watching the show.
It's clear. So it's not Romulan ale.
He's just watch. He's gonna wait for us to drink it, and then he's gonna be like, "I peed in it." This has happened to me before, so I wouldn't be surprised.
Smells kind of fruity.
Fruity with soap.
All right, so we drink it, and then we have to try to figure out what it is.
Fruity with soap.
It's diet, like vanilla.
Yeah, it's got some sort of some vanilla cream in it, but it's got lemon.
It's got like a cherry vanilla, but it's
No,
diet.
that
It's got
tastes
that
like
diet taste.
no.
Yeah,
This
it
tastes
has
like
that
a
aspartame to
This
it.
tastes
yeah.
like a
Alcohol content.
dreamsicle. There's orange in there. That's not cherry.
It's got terrible aftertaste. It's got like this Coke Zero aftertaste.
Watch, it's like non-alcoholic, and there's no booze in this. He just asked them to have a brown paper bag to put it in because he had to hide
It's
it.
got kind of a weird. It's got like a vanilla aftertaste to it. What is it?
Chalky, very chalky.
Should we take a guess real quick at what we think it
You
is?
guys want to take a guess what the brand is?
Well, real quick, is it
here,
alcoholic?
Let me hold the can.
None of that. It's for remain a mystery. So declares the court of ages.
The Court of Ages. Well, that's got. We got to make T-shirts, dude.
Sure, why not?
There's no.
You take a gander?
It's probably a sparkling water because it's clear.
There's no alcohol.
I want to say if it's got vanilla and cherry in it.
Alcoholic doesn't mean that there's not alcohol in things.
Can I get some more?
Chuck Licata Blatz beer.
Please, sir, may I have another?
Here you go. Never mind.
Bud Light cherry vanilla. Spritzer water.
Cherry, vanilla, Bud Light, sparkling.
That's
Sparkling
why I think
water.
too.
Bud
yes.
Light doesn't make that.
Yes, they do.
Actually, they do.
They do?
What do you got?
Because Corona would never lower themselves to put
uh,
cherry and vanilla into the same thing.
Cherry and vanilla go together amazing.
I don't have any fucking idea. You know what? I'll piggyback off what Mike said. It's an orange cream
This was a. What the fuck are you doing over here? Is a yerba mate actually, and it's called yerba, and there's no alcohol in it, and it's a Monday night, and you should all be ashamed of yourselves.
Mystery drink is supposed to be alcohol, man.
That's what happens when
mystery drink. So so wait, what?
I was like, what tastes like feet? And then
Orange
I was like,
vanilla. I was right about the vanilla.
there you
I
go.
was right about the
Yeah,
vanilla.
well,
So here
it's
it
not
is.
subtle, so
Here it is. Yerba.
it's kind of the flavor. Yeah, it was actually pretty good. I was surprised. I was like, oh shit.
Oh, and it's got 0 sugar, 0 carbs.
no wonder it tastes like aspartame.
160 milligrams.
So it's an energy drink.
Well, it's yerba mate.
It's a tea.
It's a tea that has a lot of caffeine in it.
So that's a mystery drink. That's a mystery drink right there. Non-alcoholic. First non-alcoholic mystery drink. Okay.
Boo.
I just got off the. Hold on. Court of Ages says all mystery drinks from now on will have an alcohol content to them.
I don't recognize your phallus authority.
Yeah.
The Court
Hold
of
on.
Ages.
Hold on.
Age is a construct.
The Court of Ages says their phallus is hard to make this a ruling.
You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to be like, all right,
I have nothing to say to
what
that.
I'm going to do is I'm going to start buying stuff that doesn't have alcohol in it and then just start adding like vodka. But what I'm gonna
Shit,
do?
I had vodka in my car.
And what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna mix it up though, because I'm not gonna tell like some people get more, some people get less. Would you like to play a game?
Man, that would have been good.
That'll work, man.
And I'm just gonna put it on like
Something to think for.
I'll go
next
get like a
time.
lazy Susan because that bitch never does anything. And I'm just gonna put all the drinks and spin it, and then you just have to like grab one, and it's gonna be like a game.
That might be.
Oh, one of the
Lazy Susans, yeah.
But what's gonna be fun? Like maybe one of them gets a little bit of Rohypnol. We'll see.
What? We're playing the game again. Hey, just so you know,
I was gonna
one
say,
of these
was
is
her
gonna
name
have
Carol
pain meds
Baskin?
in it.
Yeah, one of these. You're going to be sleeping by the end of the show. One of you is. All right, good mystery drink.
One of them is going to be 50 milligrams of spice from the liquor store off of 6th and the 35 frontage road. That sketchy ass place.
Oh my
It
goodness.
sells mostly fifths.
Davis, if anything, we should make the mystery drink that Aaron made me make that I was unable to finish and threw up all over the floor. Were you that hammered? You don't remember? Oh, that was
Patrick's
awful.
a pussy and couldn't drink two different types of Four Locos mixed together because
It wasn't no. It was we got
Is it an Octo Loco?
no. So what we made it was we have a hair on fire sauce from work.
16
So I had about 16 ounces of about 6 ounces of hair on fire, which is like Frank's Red Hot sauce. It has habanero peppers, ghost peppers, jalapeno peppers. So we poured all that in there. We put a Space Dust IPA in there, which had probably been in my fridge for about 5-6 months.
So it still tasted like shit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then every single type of like spice and this and that was on my counter. So there was salt, pepper, oregano, onion powder. There was like all this shit in there. We put it in a blender, mixed it together. It looked like a really shitty Bloody Mary. And then I had to like drink the whole thing. And I drank about 3/4 of it and threw it up all over the kitchen floor.
Okay.
Hannah was pissed, and
Let
then
me tell
Davis
you what-
chugged the rest
Let me
of
tell
it.
you what really happened. He drank about a quarter of it, kept bitching and moaning. Then he was like, I can't
No, I-
do it. And then
You
wanted to
drank
throw up.
a quarter
so
of
then I
it.
chugged the rest like a fucking animal.
You should have heard him the
Prove a
next.
point.
Just saying, if you ever need
Okay.
to wake up early,
The
just
reason
have
why
Davis get
I
super
woke up
hammered.
early and vomited everywhere was just the fact that I probably only drank a liter of tequila. Like, let's not include like the other garbage.
Only
Literally-
un liter?
Yeah, un litro de tequila. Yeah, who knew that would make you throw up? Like, it wasn't the weird mist or like gross thing that Patty
Not
made.
that bad.
A liter of tequila is a lot of tequila, and it was also tequila and some JMO.
The vodka.
there's a lot of JMO.
You don't mix alcohols.
No, we didn't mix them together. We just drank it. One thing though,
Davis, don't you have a tolerance for all that stuff, though?
Night, a tequila night, a rum night, and it's never a whiskey night.
we also had there was a
Mike, you're
six-pack
a
of frozen
gentleman
margaritas.
Jack guy, right?
You need to say that into a microphone next time.
Yeah, we also had a 6-pack of frozen margaritas, 10 pounds of crawfish, and some Tito's lemonades. Speaking of which, Davis, next time we eat 10 pounds of crawfish, we need to make sure we eat all the crawfish before we get fucking hammered, because I found the rest of my crawfish in the cooler, and it had been sitting there on the porch for about 3 weeks completely. So like Hannah calls me up and she's like, "You need to clean the fucking litter box because our patio smells rancid." And I go over there and I open it up and I'm like, and I smell. I'm like, okay, it's not the litter box, something else. And then my eyes just like move down to the cooler and I'm like, oh shit, and like just open it up, and it was just like getting. Oh, dude, it was like Mike Tyson, just like one punch, like down for the count. Oh yeah, no, I didn't do. I opened it up and I like looked my head in there and oh, dude, it. So yeah, there was like probably about 2 pounds of crawfish that had been sealed and sitting in my cooler for about 3 weeks in the sun. Oh, dude, it was.
just threw away the cooler.
Yeah.
No, I ended up. No.
Yeah, that would have been a Walmart run for a new cooler right there.
No, dude, it was one of those HEB coolers. No, and there was still like crawfish juice down in it. So I went and I put it in. I made the mistake. I took it inside and I took it into the bathroom, and poured it out and then cleaned it out. Oh, dude, Hannah was mad. She's like, I gotta pee. And then she goes into the bathroom. She's like, I can't go pee in there. It smells. So I like lit a candle, sprayed like 3 cans of Febreze in there, and called it a day.
A candle?
That was like that was almost like a $200 cooler. I ain't throwing that shit away.
On that note, for everybody joining us on YouTube, we'll be here every Monday night, 9 p.m. Central Standard Time. Next week, Cartnarks will be joining us. If you haven't heard of Cartnarks, Google it. They go around and make sure everybody puts their carts back in the cart corral and not left out in a parking lot. Also, in 2 weeks, 1 week from next Monday, 2 weeks from tonight, on the deck circle, what was it? On deck. On deck with Chuck and Leland. Brand new show. Going to be on right before this show. Every Monday night. And Patty. And Patty Perdukin. So. Oh, he's actually going to be on it, he said. All right. So that show's going to be happening. So we'll see you next week. Cartnarks next week. Tune in. Thanks for joining us on TikTok. Thanks for joining us. I'm Mike Allen. For everybody here in the studio, thank you for stopping by. This is the Radio Man Cave, and you have been on the air.
Great job, team. Head back to base for debriefing and cocktails.